alive in the shadows of the man who was her husband. Oh, a woman of very little words. She was shy, quiet, withdrawn, introverted. Doesn't talk. Wasn't seen. Don't get me wrong. Still a very hardworking woman. Always has been. Even her father-in-law, her edochie father-in-law Edochie, came out publicly to attribute the success of his son's home to his wife May. Those were not my words. For an edochie man like Edochie to come out and take microphone and say, you see the success of my son's home, it is largely due to the influence, the impact, and the contributions of this woman called May.
Mary is not just a daughter-in-law. I don't want to say that I love Mary more than the other wives of my sons. But the love I have for Mary is so strong. Mary is a girl I love to the marrow. By the way, she's a wonderful person. Mary is a very, very brilliant girl. You may not know that. Mary is a computer wizard, that lady you're looking at, right? And to a very large extent, the success of that home is to Mary's credit. Yeah.
So she has always been that industrious pillar in the home, but she didn't care much for the spotlight. She almost abhorred it. She almost detested it. She didn't want the accolades. She wanted her husband to take the limelight, to shine, to be seen, to be known, to be famous, while she in turn dims her own light. And when they go on functions, well, she hardly ever attends, but whenever she goes, you see her step to the corner, stay quiet and stand back, while her odogwu takes the lead and champions the cause. That was the woman that this person was, May Edochie. She has always had so much potential, but she would rather cover it. She would rather bury it. She would rather conceal it for her man to shine. But the question that is on the table right now is, how did this woman who couldn't talk, or rather who wouldn't talk, turn out to be this person? When what happened, and you guys know what happened. When that anonymous blog broke it that see you, person husband they on him way to Anambra State to go pay bride price, and the wife no. When this blog broke it that Yul Edochie had welcomed a secret child with his concubine Judy, people were enraged, heartbroken, furious, fuming. They couldn't wait for her to talk. They couldn't wait for her to break her silence. Oh, she would fire. She would spill all his secrets. She would expose him. She would disgrace him. She would go to podcasts and say how he's a 1-minute man, and how his penis is small, and how he never satisfied her through the marriage, and how he beats her, and how he has been cheated. Oh my God, she will spill the tea. But you see, this woman called May Edochie, she is an intelligent, calculated, unimpulsive person with the wisdom that only the Holy Spirit can give. She said nothing. She took her time and she appraised the situation. She said no words to the media, not the news, not magazines, not podcasts. She uttered not a single word to the media. She didn't bash her husband online. She didn't join issues with the other woman. She didn't act off her impulse and emotions like many women will. She utilized one of the biggest weapons in battles: silence. And after she assessed, she made a decision, but that decision was not one that many people were expecting her to make. She said her decision was that she is not going to leave her husband. What? May? As beautiful as you are, as much as what you have done for this man, this is how he paid you, you're another baby. She said that she was not going to leave her husband. Yes, she made the choice, and it is her choice, and she is entitled to her choice. She would forgive. She would stay. Look at these words that she posted. These are the only words that she has ever posted on social media since this saga began. These are the words she said, and she hasn't said anymore. She said, I strongly believe that mistakes are a major part of human existence. It is our response to these errors that counts. In other words, forgiveness is one thing, and righting a wrong is another. Forgiveness is the highest and the most beautiful form of love for me. There is no love without forgiveness, and there is no forgiveness without love. Hence, My ability to forgive the mistakes of the past, present and future with respect to the issue on ground is in the interest of my mental health and my inner peace. I decided to stick to love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. I am still very much incapable of hating anyone, let alone the father of my children. The fact remains that anyone can choose to practice polygamy. I always tell you guys this part, but can't be impelled to accept what was never bargained for. To reaffirm my stance, I will not be cajoled into accepting polygamy, which goes against my beliefs, my faith, and values. I will not be numbered in a home that we started building with love, faith, tears, hopes, and prayers in a Catholic marriage of 18 years following a long-term premarital relationship. She concluded in the other post when she said, we should understand that taking life-changing decisions hastily is not the best. God in his infinite mercy fixes things in his own time. He will definitely answer our prayers. Go and read that post. They are pinned on her channel up till date. And if you have eyes and if you have ears, you would see that all of her talks and her preaching and her stands were geared and geared towards forgiveness, burying the past, moving on, accepting mistakes. She was willing to accept this mistake. She was willing to live with the fact that her trusted husband had welcomed another child with another man's wife, with the side chick that had plagued her marriage for years on end. She was willing to continue with the man that betrayed her and broke her heart. She was willing, just like our mothers and grandmothers and dears before them. She was willing to forgive. And she stretched forth her hands to her husband and she said, "Nah, come back home. You have erred, you have hurt me, you have betrayed me, but come back home. I accept. It's okay. Let us walk through this. Let us fix this." But the man said, "No." No. I am not coming back home to you. You must accept the other woman. I want you. I want her. You didn't do anything to me. You are the best woman. You are my life. But I want the other woman. Why? Because I am an African man. And the woman me is like, hold up, my darling. We are wedded in court and we are wedded in church. We have a statutory marriage. We practice Catholicism, and there is nowhere in statutory marriage or Catholicism where polygamy is a norm. And this marriage that we started building for almost 20 years with hopes and pain and love, it wasn't in the plan when we were doing all these things that you can bring in another woman and make it a triangle. But the man insisted that he must be married to the both of them at the same time. But you know what? This woman said nothing. She didn't file for a divorce. Listen and listen real good. Do not mix the facts of this case up, because we know everything that happened like the back of our palms. She stayed mute and she kept watching. She didn't initiate any divorce. And then in the heat of this whole problem, the unthinkable happened. Her first son died. A young, vibrant, active boy finishing secondary school, about to enter the university. He wasn't sick. He got up that morning, got dressed and ready for school, and he went to school and never came back. And they're telling her that he was playing ball and suddenly he collapsed and died. Her diokbara, oh God, went to school just like that and never returned. You see, when a woman's husband starts messing up or has messed up, her children becomes her life, her hope, her courage, her consolation. They become her strength. They become that thing that would make her to still keep pushing on. If it's the man, she will cry, but she will get over it. After 1 year, she will wipe her eyes and she will continue with her life. When a child dies, it doesn't take a year. The tears doesn't stop. In 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, you keep crying. You keep remembering the child. It doesn't go away. The pain is eternal. And this time, her first son, this woman who just got knocked down by her husband's betrayal, now lost her first son that would have stood in the gap for her. And do you know the one person that can hold this woman, in what we call it, jikota this woman, hold this woman, not to run mad, not to run psycho, not to kill herself, her husband. The person who should be feeling a slightly similar pain to what she's feeling. A person whose pain should be the closest next to hers. Her husband. The person that went through the whole thing with her. Raised the son with her. School, diaper, teething, purging. You know, if you are a parent, you know what it takes to raise a child from cradle to 16 years. As this woman was wailing and fainting and dying and, oh my God, being sedated, losing her mind, edochie was in Abuja with his concubine Judy. And 2 weeks, just 2 weeks after this healthy bouncing boy passed, and Judy were back on social media, dancing and jubilating. And then, shaking breast, Asian Millie, Odogo Jaffa, Odogo Katakata for, Odogi Gadi, I said, Mugbe. You see, it's not just about polygamy. My grandfather practiced. Is this how your grandfather practiced polygamy? Your grandfather came to dance when his child died. And you and his concubine, every day. I couldn't believe my eyes. If this thing didn't happen in my time, I would have said maybe they exaggerated the story. But I was seeing it with my kuro eyes. I have never gone on any celebrity's page to go and check them or drop comment. Whatever I do here is just, it's just maybe I'm doing my work or just for jokes or jabs. I cannot go to Messi, Igbe or Adioti and say, hey, what did you do? That's rubbish. Edochie was the first person I went to his page to say, Onya Ojukwahu, is this man well? What is this? You was dancing today, karaoke, next tomorrow, car music, the next day, then hotel, okay, both of them are bouncing like this. Judy's like this, Judy's like it. I said, what is this? I am meeting me, by me. And you sit there, you open your dirty mouth to say, we mourn differently. You as a man watching me, if your mother dies, and the next day your wife goes to post herself on Facebook, dancing cultural dance, while your mother's corpse is still fresh. Will you say people mourn differently? If we have lost our conscience, have we lost our common sense? Even if dancing will help you feel better, must you post it on social media? Can't you dance with your concubine inside the house and feel better? Haven't you done enough? You have knocked this woman down to the ground and she is on the floor, gargling and struggling for breath. She is suffocating, she is choking, she cannot breathe. And then you come with your boots and you put it on her neck and you press her down. Who are you? Are you God? Do you want to kill her? Are you normal? And Judy will post videos mocking this woman. Why I no go make it younger? Why I no go make it younger? I have a very big God though. He is always by my side. A very big God though. Winner. She would post it on you, the husband's page. You know who that message is directed to. This world is a wicked place. And at the end of that year, the year your first son died, the year you's first son passed, you declared it on social media that is his best year yet. He didn't say something good happened to me this year. Maybe I thank God for the contract, but my son may rest in peace, He categorically declared the whole year as his best ever since they gave birth to him. The year that boy died. She didn't sue you. She didn't fight you. She didn't lash you in the media. She didn't insult you. She didn't call out your concubine. She didn't release receipts. All she said is polygamy. It's okay. It's a matter of choice. But I don't want to be numbered amongst women. It's by force. And the worst thing is that something terrible happened that is enough to shock anybody out of their bone marrows. Imagine being together with your husband for 18 years. Nothing strange has happened. All your children stand gidibam. And immediately this man brought in a strange woman into your life, into your home. And the same month, or very shortly after May's first son died, Judy welcomed the first son for her husband. It's pretty strange. Yes, it might be nothing. It might be a coincidence. It might just be superstition, but it might not. And don't blame her for not sitting around to find out. She would not gamble the lives of her other children. For those lunatics telling her she would have remained in the marriage, you should have prayed for the man, her husband, and remain. When it gets to your children, when it gets to your turn, you can remain there while all your children drop dead like flies. Or if you're a man, if your wife commits adultery with another man and you're seeing strange things happening in your life and your child dies, stay there and pray for her while the rest follow suit. How dare you sit in your homes and tell a human being to